After spending a few years focused on behind-the-camera work, Vince Vaughn is back on the acting rise, first with Apple TV Plus' successful crime comedy Bad Monkey, and now with Netflix's Nonnas. While the former proved to be something of a change of pace for the star, the latter feels like a return to some of the lighter comedies he previously became known for. Unfortunately, unlike Dodgeball, a true underdog story or even The Internship, the movie takes a little too long to really make an impression. Inspired by a true story, Vaughn leads the Nonnas cast as Joe Scaravella, a Manhattan MTA worker in the midst of grieving his mother's death and wondering what to do next with his life. Having always connected with his mom and grandmother, in Italian, nonna, through their cooking, Joe becomes inspired to open a restaurant in Staten Island with the money from his mother's life insurance, in which the only chefs are other Italian grandmothers, to create a family feeling for his customers. Between his chef's bickering, financial hurdles and local pushback, Joe will have to fight to make his dream a reality. Nonna's plot really takes a while to become compelling. The genre formula makes the proceedings feel a bit slow. With a story as unique and heartfelt as Scaravella's, I would have hoped that it translated into Nonna's plot, and yet for the majority of the movie, almost every step of the way felt too predictable. From Joe's friends initially rejecting his requests for help, only to become invested in his vision for the restaurant, to his chef's clashing personalities nearly ruining his plans, there's honestly not a lot here that we haven't seen before. That's not necessarily to say that Liz McSee's script is a bad one, as there are a few surprises to come from the film, particularly near its ending. But the real problem lies in the fact that, because of its familiarity, Nonnas feels like it's overstaying its welcome by the movie's halfway point, an unfortunate sign when a movie is nearly 2 hours long, as we're left waiting for the story to hit the next genre beat. Nonna's cast of characters really keeps it afloat. Punchy personalities and meaningful explorations of grief make for some great moments. Where Nonna's overall story structure may underwhelm, the one area that shines the brightest is the star-studded roster director Stephen Chbosky has assembled for the film, particularly the titular chefs. Susan Sarandon, Lorraine Bracco, Talia Shire and Brenda Vaccaro are absolute treats with very different character personalities. Sarandon yet again nails the fully confident member of the group, while Bracco and Vaccaro are quite funny to watch as the very proud Italian-raised grandmothers, who argue about which region is better. However, of the chefs, I gravitated most to Shire as the timid, kind-hearted Teresa. Without getting too much into spoilers, it's explained in the film that she is a nun who was forced to retire from her convent, and thus joined the restaurant in the hopes of doing something new with her life and bringing happiness to others. Already proving one of the more quietly compelling of the bunch, there's a reveal that comes near the halfway point of the film regarding her past that, combined with her beautiful performance, made her an instant favorite. I was thoroughly mixed on Vaughn as Scaravella. I've always attested that Vaughn is a far better dramatic actor than people give him credit for, and Nonnas certainly shows off some of that range. A lot of the heartbreak he's suffering from the loss of his mother feels genuine. Ironically enough, it's the comedy that I felt Vaughn was lacking in the film. Whether it's the character or Chbosky's direction, it almost feels as though he's sleepwalking through the film's non-dramatic scenes. The movie's food direction is appropriately gorgeous. I've never craved Italian food this much in my life. Talia Shire's Teresa sprinkling salt into a skillet in Nonnas. Chbosky's career has certainly been one of the more intriguing as he's fluctuated back and forth between being a screenwriter, director, and a novelist, with the perks of being a wallflower undeniably being one of the most notable properties to his name. While the majority of his directorial projects have been grounded stories, Nonnas proves to be an interesting new venture for him with its food-focused direction, and it was truly stunning just how well he captured the food-making process. Not since Jon Favreau's Chef has a movie's cuisine looked as appetizing as Nonnas, which made me all the more excited for when the characters got back into the kitchen. Featuring everything from handmade pasta to beautifully rolled cannolis and even the unique delicacy of capezzelle, I could practically smell the kitchen through the screen, and it certainly kept me hooked on hanging out with the movie's charming cast.